I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And please share and please hit the bell. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right. I have something that I need to talk about. And this is for the mans. This time, ladies, I'm going to speak on the man's behalf. And people don't literally talk about this when it comes to the mans. And, everybody got to realize that mans, they go through stuff just like we do. They go through situations just like we do. Just like we do. They not always strong now. They're not always strong. Sometimes they need love, just like women's need love. Sometimes they holler out for our love, just like we holler out for their love. You know, they got a feminine side like we got a man's side. And there's not nothing wrong with them showing their feminine side to the women's. And the women's need to honor that and respect that. That they shows that side. That shows that they want to let us know that they care, you know, that they willing to show that side, that they don't want to hold that side in, which people used to tell them to hold that feminine side in, and that was not right. Parents and stuff shouldn't have been telling their sons to hold their feminine side in when they should have been telling them to let it out, because they get more respect when they show their feminine side and their man side. It's both sides that they should show, that they shouldn't hold not one side in. So, what I'm saying about this, that it's mans out there get abused, just like women's do. It ain't always about the woman's getting beat on. Mans get beat on too. And the police, y'all should understand that it always ain't the man's beating on the woman. It's women's beating on mans too. It ain't always got to be the woman that does that. That get beat on. It ain't always got to be about them. These mans, they come in to y'all, to the police station. And when they come in there and tell y'all that women's is beating on them, they are. Even though these women come in there and throw their little crying tears and y'all fall for that bull crap, it ain't real tears. They always real tears when these women come in that police station crying. That's a bunch of bull. A bunch of bull. Just for them to get by. And you can't keep falling for that. Because there's women's out there that's abusing mans, just like with mans abusing women's. It flips around. So when a man come in there and they telling you that a woman is beating on them, they is. They is. And if the woman come in there with the boo-hoo tears, that's a bunch of bull. A bunch of bull. That's for her to win. And then once she win that and she leave out that police station, and that man leave out that police station, she's going to look at him and laugh and say, yeah, look, I told you. I told you weren't going to get away with it. I told you all I had to do was just go in there and cry and they was going to fall for it. And that's what y'all do. It ain't always the man's beating on women's. It's women's beating on man's too. So these men should have the right to come in there and complain when a woman is putting their hands on them. You can't just dismiss it because he's a man. You can't do that. Do more research before you dismiss that. Policemen, do more research. Now, sometimes you lock these men up, putting them behind bars for things that they didn't even do. Sometimes these women be setting these men up, and sometimes these men don't even know they be getting set up until they end up at the police station. Next thing you know, y'all come knocking on their door. Boom, boom, boom. Who is it? The police. What you want, man? What I do? we coming to arrest you for what? What did I do? We just had got a this person came down to the police station and said that you put your hands on them. What? How am I gonna do that? I wasn't even with that person. That's what women's do. When they are angry at a man and they feel that this man don't walked away and don't want to be with them no more, they will go down to the police station and tell a story for no reason. This man do not have to be around for the police to for these ladies to go down to the police station and tell y'all a story and say that this man did something when this man wasn't even around to do it. Sometimes they do that. They just be wanting y'all to lock this man up just because they angry at this man. Just because this man probably don't want to give them no money. Just because this man don't want to spend no time with them. Just because this man done found somebody else he want to be with. This is what these women do when they can't get their way with these mans. They go down there, they press charges on these mans for no reason when they have not even done nothing. Like I said, sometimes these mans don't even know that they about to get arrested for something that they have not done. And y'all gotta look at that, police. Do more investigation before you lock somebody up, because sometimes you could be locking up the wrong person and letting the other person still out to go bruise somebody else. You can't always fall for these phony tears that these ladies throw out here. You can't always fall for that. Do investigation and find out what's going on. Just don't dismiss it just because it's a man. Don't dismiss it. Find out the truth. Then you end up locking this man up for something that he have not done. And that's what y'all got to understand, police. Come on, do the job right. It ain't always the man's putting their hands on these women's. It's women's putting their hands on the man's too. And don't get me wrong, God sees it. He be seeing the women's abusing man's. He sees it. My daddy sees everything. He sees everything. That's why he got me on here speaking on it right now. Because he don't want the man to think that he don't see what they go through, because he does. He sees that y'all get abused too by women's. He sees this. So it ain't always the man's fault. It's women's fault too. Of course, it started out with man's beating on women's. Yeah, it did. That's what made it so, out of hand, because the man's was beating on the women's. They started it first. If they wouldn't have been putting their hands on these women's, it wouldn't have been none of this going down. So I guess the women's, like I said, they got tired, and then they flipped the cards around on the man's and let them know that we can beat y'all just as well as y'all can beat us. So they flipped the cards around. Now the men's are in the situation of feeling what the women's are doing to them. Because at first, they wasn't getting that in their heads that a lot of women's ain't going to stand for no man putting their hands on them. It's just not. A lot of women's ain't going to stand for it. A lot of women's would take a man off earth, just like a man would take a woman off earth. So that's why the cards has flipped around on the man's, because these women's is starting to show these men's that they is not going to let them keep abusing them. And now you got to understand, policemen, that now, yes, the women's is proving it. And now you got to see that it ain't always about the man's hitting on women's. It's women's beating on man's. And the women's just got tired of going through it. But they still have the right. The men still have the right to get their justice, as well as the women's get their justice. So when a man come in there and complain about the situation they going through with a woman, they have the right to get their justice too, even though they started up the crap. They still have the right to get their justice. Because don't nobody need to be beaten on nobody. That shouldn't be going on with nobody. Because if you have to beat on somebody, then it's time to walk away from each other. That means y'all are not meant to be with each other. Period. It's time to let it go before it go too far. Somebody end up 6 feet under or in jail. And then once somebody in 6 feet under or in jail, that's when the police do their investigation. And then the person that really, really did all the bruising is going to end up in jail for the rest of their life. But what it should be that when a man put his hands on a woman, they should spend more time in jail too. When a woman put her hands on a man, she should spend more time in jail too. It shouldn't be no different. Everybody should be able to get justice. Nobody shouldn't be treated no different than nobody. When somebody doing wrong, they need to get punished. If the next person is doing wrong, they need to get punished. Don't nobody need to have nothing better than nobody else. Everybody need to get punished when they are doing wrong, when they should not be doing wrong. And that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be no side taking. It shouldn't be no side taking at all. Just because it's a woman, that don't mean nothing. She shouldn't get no special character. She shouldn't be no special character. And no man shouldn't be no special character. Everybody should be treated equal. No different than nobody. If somebody doing wrong, they need to get punished. That's the way it goes. So, this is what I wanted to speak on, and this is what my daddy wanted to speak on the behalf of the mans, to understand that my daddy know that y'all go through the bruise like women's go through a bruise. So women do lay their hands on mans, policemen. They do. They lay their hands on mans too. So this is what I wanted to speak on. Thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.